Chapter 16. The Shadow Splits. The stars over Neverland had begun to flicker with intent. Not just fading, not just burning out. Blinking, watching. Midnight, the hollow tree. Peter stood beneath the roots, his face half-lit by the dying embers of a fire he couldn't feel. Wendy approached quietly. "You haven't spoken since she..." "Don't," Peter said. Wendy sat anyway, arms wrapped around her knees. "She mattered," she said. Peter nodded. "Too much." Kale entered from the outer rim of the hollow, movement at the northern ridge. Peter looked up sharply. "What kind?" "Shadows fast, wrong." They didn't wait. An hour later, the ridge. It was worse than they expected. 12 lost boys, torn apart, not by claws, not by weapons, by mirrors. Wendy knelt beside one still breathing, his lips moved without sound. She leaned in and heard only one word, "Pan." She looked at Peter. He was already shaking. "No," he whispered. "No, I buried it, I killed it." Wendy stood. "Killed what?" But Peter didn't answer. Because a voice, his own, spoke from the trees. "Hello, Wendy." She turned and gasped. Peter Pan stood before her. Another one. Same face, same eyes. But wrong. Colder, cleaner, cruel. He smiled. "Miss me." The shadow. It had returned, fully split, fully whole. It no longer mimicked Peter. It wore him perfectly. Peter staggered back. "You're gone, I burned you." "You burned part of me," the shadow said, "but not the part you left behind." Wendy stepped in front of Peter. "What do you want?" The shadow grinned. "What I always wanted, to be free." From the tree line, dozens of others emerged. Shadows, wearing lost boys' faces. Twisted, hollow, grinning. Peter drew his dagger. "This isn't happening." "Oh, it is," the shadow said, "because Hook isn't the only one rewriting the story. I'm writing mine now." And with that, he lunged. The battle. It was chaos. Steel clashing with void, magic exploding from severed memory. Wendy fought beside Peter, slashing, screaming, surviving. Kale was thrown back by a wave of screaming laughter, 3 shadows wearing his brother's face. Peter met his double blade to blade. "You're just a wound," he snarled. "I'm what you refuse to feel," the shadow said. "All that anger, all that need." Their knives met again. Peter was slower, the shadow unrelenting. Wendy turned, saw Kale bleeding, cornered. The shadow raised a blade. And Peter, too far, couldn't fly. He screamed, "Wendy, no." She ran. Not away. Toward, and plunged her dagger into the shadow's back. It didn't die. It split further, 2 forms emerging, then 3. Each fragment with Peter's eyes. Each one whispering, "You never grew up. You let them die. You knighted me." Peter collapsed. The magic in his chest flared. The air warped. And then, everything froze. The dreaming plane. Peter floated in a white void. Before him, the shadow, the real one. But smaller now, thinner, fragile. Peter stepped forward. "This ends." The shadow whispered, "You need me." Peter shook his head. "I needed you when I couldn't face myself." "Then face it now," the shadow hissed. "Face what you did." Peter paused. And then, he knelt. "I let them die," he said. "I let her leave. I let Hook fall. And I stayed because it was easier than growing up." The shadow shivered. "And now?" it asked. Peter stood. "Now I carry it." He stepped forward and placed a hand on the shadow's chest. And pulled it into himself. Back in the real world. Peter awoke screaming. Wendy caught him. The shadows gone, dissipated like smoke in reverse. The forest silent again. Peter's eyes shimmered. He looked at her, breathing hard. "I'm whole." She nodded. "But that means—" "Yes," Wendy said. "The next part of the story is the hardest one." Peter stood. Cale limped over, alive, bloody. Wendy looked at both of them. "Let's end this." Far above the anchor tower, Hook stared at a scrying mirror, fury burning. She made him whole. A figure stepped from the shadows. Slender, cloaked female. A new ally. Hook turned. "You're late." The woman removed her hood. Her face was Wendy. Older, sharper, empty. Not a memory. A duplicate. Hook grinned. "She's going to kill the girl herself."